Welcome back, my name is Carrie, and today I've got a big important update on a prefab home company that has way more going on than meets the eye. I've been following most everything going on in the prefab space, but it's been a while since I talked about what they've got going on in the Arizona desert because I ran out of things to say. Until now. Last week, I was able to get on a quick call with the founder of Zennihome, Bob, and turns out they've been making some exciting moves and I didn't get the memo. I'm talking plans for a new factory, larger models, and increased output, which theoretically should lead to above average activity on the like button for the YouTube algorithm. What I'm going to do is share the very latest on Zennihome, tell you why I think it's exciting, and check in on their pricing.
We've got about 6,000 or 7,000 of the 40,000 backlog that is in Arizona. And we're just focusing there because licensure is done. The state's used to working with us.
We got to back it up real quick. Did you say 40,000 backlog?
Yes. We have 40,000 units that people have called and have asked for.
If you haven't heard of Zennihome, they're a prefab home company that was founded back in 2019 to bring viable solutions to the housing industry shortages with a line of small footprint homes that multi-purpose space. Right now, they're building out of a 70,000 square foot facility near Page, Arizona that's equipped to build 3 homes per day max, but they're sitting on 1,000 acres, which is a huge amount of space for expansion, but I'll get to that in just a minute. Zennihome offers both residential and commercial buildings, and the difference between the two products isn't as drastic as you might think. I was surprised. In their residential line, they're marketing 2 different sizes of homes, the Dennison at 320 square feet and the Citizen at 640 square feet. They built out prototypes of each model that can be viewed in Mesa, and last week they finished production on their first 12 homes built for customers that are shipping out around Arizona to places like Sedona, Flagstaff, and Phoenix. One of the big ideas around both their models is the flexible use of space that allows the home to be lived in as if it's a much bigger space. For example, on the Dennison page of their website, it says our transforming furniture and walls enable flexible usage of space. As a result, our Dennison model functions the same as a 900 square foot home. The idea here is that by having spaces that transform, you can change between the spaces throughout the day depending on what you need and when you need it. Typically at night, you need a place to sleep, so to me that would be a logical time to have the Dennison configured to be able to use the bed. During the day, unless you're coming off a night shift, probably makes sense to have it configured as a living room. You use the space depending on what you're doing, and by doing so, the theory is that the space is a fully maximized 3-in-1 unit. In 320 square feet, they've got a bedroom, bathroom, office, dining room, and living room. Not all available at the same time, but available nonetheless. The Citizen is exactly double in size, coming in 2 pieces that are connected on site and offers the same flexibility but with more space. It has a more formal entrance, 2 bedrooms, living room, dining room, bathroom, and kitchen. People comment on almost every single video wondering how the homes shown are going to hold up in an earthquake or a hurricane. So I asked Bob his thoughts on their homes. Here's what he had to say.
So what's really come to happen for us is for 3 years meticulously refining these 2 boxes and getting licensure and having international building code, international residential code stamps on every page of our drawings. Certifications, we're a factory that's certified and licensed, and I'm a licensed dealer, and the engineering's done. We told the engineers we wanted Miami hurricane strength, we wanted Los Angeles, San Andreas fault earthquake strength, and we wanted Park City, Utah wind and snow load strength, and every box is built with those 3 metrics met.
I haven't seen the prototypes or factory in person yet, but it is on my to-do list because there isn't much out there similar and I want to see them for myself. Since the day I started following Zennihome, I assumed their individual units would be the most popular out of everything they're offering. That turned out to be incorrect. After talking to Bob, it became clear to me that I've been sleeping on a segment they call Zen City and how the commercial units relate to the Citizen and Dennison. The goal of Zen City is to be a solution for developers that will allow them to stack their units in endless configurations and build multifamily developments. What I found interesting about Zen City is the structure of the Citizen and Dennison that are built to be sold as individual units will have almost the exact same makeup as those that will be built to be stacked 5 high, with only a couple minor modifications like the roof. I think that speaks to the strength of the individual units, which to be honest are likely a bit overbuilt. You have to think you're paying a premium, even if it's just the amount of steel in the home, for it to be able to be stacked 5 high, because most residential units probably won't have more than maybe a solar panel on the roof. Zen City isn't a new addition for Zennihome. It's been on their website since the very first time I went on there, but most of my attention has been on their individual residential units. After looking a bit deeper, I am really looking forward to them getting past the rendering stage and stacking these things up. The first of its kind from Zennihome will be a 90-unit building, which again will be located in Mesa. What they've got planned is a 5-story complex they're calling 29 West that will be built entirely from their units. The property in question is half an acre, and the name of the game on this one is density. They're going 5 stories high over retail and parking, which will apparently make it the most dense apartment complex in Arizona. I think a lot of people are going to be watching to see how this first complex goes, because their commercial division has drawn a lot of attention from people looking to do something similar. Bob mentioned that about 75% of the 40,000 waitlist is made up of commercial orders of various different sizes. To me, 90 units seems like a big project to get their feet wet, especially when they've got smaller units available. They could have dipped their toe in the water with a triplex, fourplex, a Dennison on top of a Citizen, or basically any other combination you can come up with, but no. Big old cannonball with 90-unit building. Right now, they're building the 90 homes in their factory, which ends up being 180 individual units, and storing them in the yard. When they're done building each and every one of them and the site is ready to receive them, they'll be transported down to Mesa and stacked together like Lego. The way the Zen City units are designed, they have a chase that runs the height of the building that's used to connect the services coming into and out of the building. All access through a door after the units are stacked. As it stands, they're projecting early 2024 as a timeline to have the units set in Mesa. Definitely one I'll be following along with, because starting with a 90-unit 5-story apartment complex is something that I'm interested to see. The next little tidbit of info I received was an early look at a new plan they've designed for people that might be looking for something a little bigger. What they've come up with is a combination of their units to create a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom home connected with a covered outdoor space that I think is going to look really cool. Obviously, this isn't going to be the best option for every climate. Up here in Canada, when it's 20 below and the wind's absolutely howling through the covered space, it isn't going to be as appealing as it might be down in Arizona. I feel like that could be classed as something that goes without saying, but as you might have noticed, I said it anyway. The way they landed on this design was by combining 2 Citizens and 1 Dennison, because they want to maintain factory efficiency and don't plan to add any more floor plans going forward. So if you want a bigger home from them, it has to be some combination of the base units, Dennison or Citizen. Mix and match. For anyone sitting there right now thinking, super, but what am I going to do with 3 kitchens? It's a good question. Write this down. The 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom configuration does not come with 3 kitchens. Even though they won't be taking requests for customization outside of decor choices, it will be possible to omit things like kitchens when you don't need it. You can remove, but you're not adding. Based on some of the meals I've been slapping together lately, I might actually be better off with 0 kitchens. The final bit of news that I'm excited to share about what they've got coming is a 300,000 square foot factory at the same location, designed in Sweden, that will be able to produce 25 homes per day when it's fully pinned up and running. 25 homes per day. Per day. The next question is obvious. When? When will this new factory be up and running?
We are currently working with the designers, and they're building a digital twin. And so we will not build until the digital twin is finished. That's probably end of year. And then it's about 18 months from that point to build the new factory, the tilt-up building, and order all the equipment, the automated equipment, get it in. A lot of it comes from Europe because the Swedes are building 80% of their homes in factories now. America's only building about 5% in factory. So we're leaning heavily on the Swedes and what they've done to automate this particular factory. About 18 months from the end of this year.
Again, if the projected timeline is met, they'll have a 300,000 square foot factory up and running 18 months from the end of this year, which puts us somewhere in the summer of 2025. Before I wrap this thing up, I am going to check in on their prices, but keep in mind prices can and usually do change, but will be accurate at the time of posting this video. The Dennison still has a base price of $90,000, and the Citizen still has a base price of $125,000, which is where they've been sitting for a while now. Zennihome is sending sending out their first 12 customer orders throughout Arizona, and more are on the way. I've been following their progress for a while now, and I feel like things are escalating quickly. They've got some big plans down there in Arizona, and I think they're just getting started. So I'll be following along with what they're up to and posting updates right here on my YouTube channel. That's all I've got for today. If you like manufactured home videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I've got new ones coming out every single week. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.